2004/2017 Kawasaki 636. Brakes are fixed. Got rid of some spray paint on the rear sets. Fixed the exhaust bracket. Changed the oil and coolant. Radiator cap. It works fine. I just would replace it if I were the owner. It doesn't need to be done though. It's just one of those things that should be done eventually. Front brakes work good. Foot brake works good. Handbrake is having issues. Took it apart, put it back together a couple times. Still is. I mean, you can lock the tire up, but it's definitely not what it should be. I think just the bike might have been dropped on the handbrake a couple times. Maybe the seals are bad. They look like they're in good condition, but looks like there's a minor leak. Also, if I didn't have this rubber band on here, the hand lever would just fall to the ground. So that lever's a little busted up. Does endos, like the brakes are super crispy. I just want to do a little startup video to show the condition of the bike. Cold pipes all around. Oh yeah, fix the threads in the frame because the gas tank would just flop around, fall off. Like there was no threads left in here, and in the back there was no seat bracket, so the seat could just fall off. That's all corrected now. Only thing I'd say is because like the way the subframe is made, I think it'd be probably smart to have a bracket or like some kind of spacer like how FZs would have for a seat stay. So where's the key at? Okay. Okay, and yep. Oh, and I put a new chain too. New coolant temperature switch, and I fixed the wiring to the fan. That switch on the right, I believe, is the headlight, and the one on the left is the fan right here. And then this fan comes on when the bike gets warmed up enough to trigger the switch. So, all right, that turned off the fan in the front. That turns off the headlight. Alright, I'm gonna let her warm up a little bit, and then yeah. This is the brake light switch. Pretty sick bike though. I say when this got to me, it was in not wheelieable condition. Oh, I feel so smooth. All right. Yeah, the gas tank, I did some de-rusting. Got rid of as much as I can, sanded it down, and did a Gibbs rust inhibitor and protectant layer, so it's all like smooth and buttery. You can't really tell, but it has a layer of this like rust protective stuff. It dries, so like, you put it on with a rag, and then it's all oily at first, and then it actually dries. Like my hands are dry. Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite bikes I've worked on. It's pretty sick. All right, I'm gonna ride her around a little bit. I'm gonna grab my helmet real quick. It started raining, so I'm gonna call it good on that. So 183 bands on. Ooh, and she just turned off. Look at that, crispy. Alright, I just wanted to go over some stuff on that 6.3. Battery tested good, voltage wise, but I didn't have enough cranking amps, so I had to replace the battery. Bleeding flush front brakes, yep, rear brakes. Resurfaced front brake pads, done that. Resurfaced rear brake pads, and the handbrake, did that. Insulate wiring, make sure there's enough air goes through the frame, yep. I mean, I didn't really insulate it, but I did fix the ones that are around heat sources. The rest of the wiring would take a few hours. Adjust clutch cable, yep. Test limit switch on the fan, which failed. The test failed, so I had to swap that limit switch out. Hardwire ground sensor to override fan. Yeah, I did that for the other fan. So now we have two working fans. Clean the air filter. I tried my best, and then I actually replaced the filter. And then clamp the airbox down. The airbox wasn't clamped down at all. It was missing the clamps, so I put mine from my 636. So we'll just correct parts on that one and then charge for parts. Tank bolts, fix those. Anchor the front seat. I use my front seat, or the like seat bracket from my 6.3. So we're just gonna, whatever I give from my bike, if needed, because I couldn't find it online, we're gonna exchange money on that one. Oil change, I did that already. That's already one of my last steps, because I didn't want to change oil and then have to fucking drain oil again. Steering stem bearings for clicking, they don't click, so thank fucking Jesus the steering stem bearings are still good, because that'd be a danger for sport bike guys. Flush coolant and fill. All right, back to my last one. That's actually a concern for everybody. Flush coolant and fill, did that already. That's my last two things. Test water pump capacity, good. Lube and grease chain, not good enough. I actually ended up changing the chain. So replace radiator cap, that is not done. I cleaned the seal. It doesn't leak or anything, but it should be replaced. Replace fan switch, yeah. Chain, yep. Top left engine mount didn't need replaced. That's what the owner said, was the engine mount needed replacing. It did not. So full left, yep. So that issue went away when I tightened everything up on the engine. The left foot peg, the shifter, I don't know what, for whatever reason, the shifter was hard to shift. After I tightened everything was good. Yep, bad battery, airbox clamps, air filter, handbrake master. I cleaned the calipers on all the brakes except for the front. Those were already good. And then I cleaned the pistons on the master cylinder for the handbrake. And then those seals were visually inspected and good, but in the braking of the handbrake, for the rear, was still loose. Not loose, but like hard to push enough volume. Yeah, so shifting issue went away after fixing everything else. Yep, those are good. Buy tank bolts. Yeah, I already bought tank bolts. Those are good. Did 3 layers of rust removal. Yeah, so this whole bike took a bit, but she's all good. So she's about to go back to the owner after a few months. It took a while because ordering parts that were found out after the fact. So like if you do an inspection on a bike, usually you'd ride it, find out what's wrong with it, and then after fixing some things, more other things came up. So that's how it goes. But yeah, she's all fucking dialed except for the handbrake. It still needs to be replaced, and the owner's gonna buy one and put it on himself, which is not easy or not hard. So yeah, it'd be good.
Coming up only to hold you under, and coming up only to show you wrong, until